Welcome to a guide to the HORSCH AgroVation vehicle pack with me, MrSealyp. Welcome to the second video in the HORSCH AgroVation expansion pack, DLC, whatever you want to call it. The first one I did was on the map itself, which is where I am now, Nesmost in the Czech Republic. The second video, this one, is about the vehicles. There are quite a few to look at. I'm going to sort of get straight onto it. What I'm going to do first of all is have a quick look into the store. We'll see what you get, then we'll go and have a look at the vehicles, some of the things they do and the clever tricks and bits and bobs. A lot of these vehicles are prototypes, new ones out. That's the whole point of this testing facility is what they do there. They test out new machinery and new bits and innovative designs and ideas, I believe, is kind of the concept. So let's have a quick look into the store. Now on PlayStation, if you do L1 or R1, doesn't matter, you can go from the vehicle screen to the manufacturer screen. Sometimes it's easier to go rather than searching around. So if I go straight to HORSCH, and we'll go right the way back to the start. Right, some of this machinery is what's already in game. So all of these are already in game, and then we get to the first of the ones where it says mod. So we have the Lieb PT350, which is a boom sprayer, fertilizer sprayer. We've got Tiger 6 DT, a Joker 12 RT, and the Cruiser 12 XL, which are all cultivators. We've then got two seeders, the Evo 12 375, the Maestro 1675 SW. The first one does the majority of crops. I say the majority of crops, they're all crops, but the main types, your wheat, barley, oilseed rape, canola, soybean, cover crop and grass. And the second one, like the other ones original were the Pronto and the original Maestro, does the rest, your sunflower, soybean, corn, maize, whatever you want to call it, and sugar beet. We've then got a fertilizer spreader, 10,000, a slurry tank, 21,000. We've got an injector and a drag hose. We'll have a look at those together. Well, of course together, otherwise, unless you stop watching the video, of course. And then we've got a slurry tender, we've got a Titan 34 UW, a Shuttle 8000, and a seed tender 10T. Fantastic. But what you've also got are challengers, and it's that, well, yes, challengers have been in game for a while, and there were the special edition ones. You had the Viper and the Anaconda, and so okay, wonderful. Here's the thing, we'll have a quick look back into the store, and if I go on that one and go to tractors, and we'll scroll across until we get to them, the ones that say mod, which are here. It says MT700E, MT800E, 3 metre. Now when you click on them, you've got all your options for engine sizes, the 755, the 765 and the 775, which takes you up to 438 horsepower in total, 384, 411 and 438. And then obviously on the MT800, which is the larger version, you've got the 845 at 492 horsepower, the 865 at 592 horsepower, and the 875 at 646 horsepower. And what's different about them is the track width. It's wider. The tracks don't sit under the body here now, or under the sides. They've been extended out. I assume to spread the weight. I would imagine on steep hillsides it's going to help stop them topple over, that kind of thing. They're big heavy machines. I would think toppling one of these would be quite tricky, but you do start this map with the 875, which is the big brute, and then we've got an 865 I think over that side. In the middle we've got the 7, and this is a 775. Now the 775 looks a bit odd. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's unusual compared to the standard. This one is like the skinny latte version. It's got very skinny tracks. It looks very peculiar. Interesting, but a little bit peculiar. Anyway, and then over this side then we've got the 865, slightly smaller engine size. That's the 3 tractors that come in this pack. They're not new tractors, but it's a new design, something a bit different. I'm assuming that would, spreading the weight would help lessen compaction and that kind of thing. Interestingly, with the rest of this pack, a lot of the things Horsch seem to be dabbling with at the moment are tracks. Track units seem to be appearing quite a lot on these vehicles. Now, I'm going to go through them kind of in the order they are in the store. So whilst they are arrayed in front of you like this, I'm going to whiz through and start at the back. So I'm going to start on the Lieb PT350. This is a boom sprayer. These latest ones are very much, the front looks like an actual tractor cab, so I'm assuming they've just used the tractor cab sections rather than design a whole new thing. Kind of makes sense, I suppose, doesn't it? Really, really nice mod. Now the vehicle pack is done by Giant Software. There you go, Horsch Lieb PT350. Nice ride height, way off the ground, plenty of ground clearance. Should get you over most of the crops if you're boom spraying. Thin tyres. Now, if we're going to store, there is no option that I'm aware of with this one. No, you can't change tyre widths or anything like sizes or anything like that. It is how it comes. 211,000, which isn't bad for boom sprayers. That's pretty good. Actually, what I will do is very, very quickly, let's have a look at sprayers. 237 for the New Holland. Strava 195, it's a little bit cheaper, I guess. Then you've got that lizard one, which is like 20 grand, so that's way cheaper. And this one for 211, so I guess it's about the same sort of price as most of them. Not overly priced. So let's go back to where we were. Tank capacity is 5,000 litres, and it's got a boom width of 36 metres. So if we just jump on in. Now I've said this before, when you get these packs and things come out, I often do mod reviews or guide tos, and I'll do one guide to for one vehicle, but you know, there's a lot going on in this pack, so I'm going to have to be quick. When you open this up, this does something first rather than just the boom, so let's have a look. If I've left the thing in the top left hand corner, the control screen, L1 and then X to unfold sprayer. It does the track first and then it does the boom. This is a rear boom sprayer as opposed to the front boom sprayers. Really, really nice. I like the way that unfolds. Very neat, very tidy, but 36 metres, this thing is no slouch. And then you've got usual boom up and down, however you want to do it. It's got nice articulation in that rear section. That does look amazing. Really, really nice. And realistically, that's it for a boom sprayer. All-wheel steer, which is very, very helpful. Fold that back up again. Beacon off. And there we go. Turn that off. That is the first of our piece of machinery, the Lieb PT350. On to the next. We're going to look at the cultivators. We'll grab one of the tractors. A cultivator is a cultivator. It cultivates the ground. I'm not going to show you any of them cultivating, but we've got them here in order. The Tiger 6 DT, the Joker 12 RT, and then we've got the Cruiser 12 XL. These are different widths and require different horsepowers. So again, back into the store, onto Horsch. So the Tiger 6 DT is 39,000 to buy, and it's got a 6 metre width. The Joker 12 and the Cruiser 12 are both 12 metres. Well, that one's 12.2, that one's 12 exactly. Not much of a difference. Interesting enough though, bearing in mind they're both 12 metres, the Joker 12 RT is only 360 horsepower to pull. The Cruiser 12 XL, which is massive, requires 500 horsepower, so big difference in horsepower considering they're the same widths. But anyway, yeah, we'll have a quick look at those. there are no other options available other than that. So, without further ado, let's grab one of the tractors. Start with the Tiger 6 DT. Six-metre cultivator. It's got those tines at the bottom. It looks a bit more like a subsoiler really than a cultivator, but very nice indeed. The detailing on these mods, I mean, I don't know if it's just me, you know, I've only really been playing Farming Simulator just over a year, about a year and a half, started off on FS15, but the quality of maps, of mods, is just increasing every single time something comes out. I would imagine there's probably a lot of stuff that's very ordinary, very plain Jane kind of thing that needs a bit of work or whatever, but generally speaking, and I would assume that's because the technology is advancing, which allows you to make a lot of this stuff, but phenomenal. So we then look at the Joker 12 RT, so let's open this one up. 12-metre width. The prices aren't too bad actually, but again the animation is very, very nice, very smooth. Discs at the front, rollers at the back. Very nice. And you'll see what I mean by the cruiser in a second. It's a lot deeper, if that makes any sense. I don't mean like that it does philosophy classes or anything like that. It's you'll see what I mean. I'd say these new wider challenges, they do have quite a menacing stance about them. So let's hook up the cruiser. You'll see what I mean by deeper, or longer, I guess is probably the best way of putting it. So let's open this one up, shall we? Man alive, look at the size of it. I can see why this requires 500 horsepower. So, having a quick look at this, we've got these sort of like subsoilers, aren't they really? Loads of them, with like the arrowhead bottoms to them. Then we've got a row of discs, then the rollers at the back. So realistically, we've got this whole section of kind of subsoilers. It doesn't say in the store that it acts as a subsoiler, no ploughing's required. But anyway, there you go, that's the Cruiser XL. I just wanted to, I want to show people them open, the size of them, that kind of thing. You know, at the end of the day, a cultivator's a cultivator, and people don't need a guide to. This is not really a guide to, it's more just looking at what's in the pack, what's available. Because I must admit, I wasn't too sure when I first looked, because I knew there were some tractors, and when I looked into the horse stuff, I suddenly thought, well, where are all the tractors? Right, next up, what we're going to look at? Oh yes, we're going to look at the seeders. Let's grab the seeders next. So, first up on our seeder list is the Evo 12375. Let's grab it. He says, it's because I tried to do the thumbnail and get it all nicely lined up, and then now it becomes a bit of an issue. I'm sure it will all be fine in the end. So let's put this here. We'll have a look in store first. So in store, go along one more. We've got the HORSCH Evo 12375. Additionally, this machine offers the possibility to seed directly. No previous cultivating or ploughing is required. Very, very handy. 5,000 litres capacity, 178,000 to buy, 320 horsepower to pull it, 12 metre width. So the original HORSCH Pronto and the HORSCH Maestro, that were the in-game version, both 9 metre. These are both 12 metre seeders. So No other options available other than that. 178,000. You get what you get. Again, you can't odds it. This one doesn't reverse as nicely, or doesn't like reversing as nicely. You've got kind of two sections to it, the seed tank unit and the actual seeding section. But then you've got all the bits like the subsoiling sections and the rollers and the discs that you would do on a cultivator, because obviously it does that as well. But these are on swivels, so they don't like to be reversed too much. Let's open it out. Another 12-metre piece of machinery. The prices aren't too bad. I think they're quite good actually. Not bad at all. It's not in the realms of the massive hats and bicklers and things like that from the Big Bud DLC, but very, very nice size. So, that's the first one. And that does your wheat, your barley, sunflowers, not sunflowers, OSR, cover crop grass, and then the next one is the Maestro 1675 SW. Another 12-metre one. This is the one that does your sunflower, your sugar beet, your corn or maize. It also does soybean. Another 12-metre seeder. Large unit. Look at the detail in there with the pipes. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so in store, the Maestro is 162,000 to buy. Now at 9,000 litre tank capacity, only requires 220 horsepower to pull for a 12-metre seeder. That's not too bad at all actually. That's actually very, very good. Options available? None. This seeds and fertilises, as does the other one, so no need to go back over with fertiliser for a second time or a third time, or whichever state you particularly seem to be in at that moment. I'm very, very conscious of time and I've got some more machinery to get through. Straightforward, opens up, 12 metres. Job done. I like that last bit. The ladder sections open up separately. Let's close that down, watch those go down. Oh, I didn't notice that as well, the wheel track changing. So it widens the wheel track. They seem to have done that a lot on these vehicles, making them obviously narrower for driving down roads and stuff like that, but then widening them up, making them more stable on fields and stuff. I like that, that's very clever. So moving swiftly onwards, we have got what's next on my list. Ah, fertiliser spreader. Whoops. Fertiliser spreader, tracked unit. This is nice. Now, Roush do a series of fertiliser spreaders. This is a Horsch one, but it's got the it's EMC Axis H, and it says Roush on the back of it. So I'm assuming they've worked in conjunction with Roush Engineering to do this as well. But this is a nice one. The track unit, very, very clever. Again, back to the store. So the fertiliser spreader is 10,000 litres, hence the fertiliser spreader 10,000. 36 metre spray width, which is pretty impressive. And there are no other options available on this particular piece of machinery. It does exactly what it says in the tin. You drive it, it sprays the fertiliser out the back, or spreads, sorry, not sprays, I get in trouble for that a lot. Mixing up my sprayers and spreaders. This one spreads solid fertiliser it doesn't spray it. If we jump in very quickly, we can open the cover, like so. Large cover that opens up. 10,000 litres. That's pretty impressive. That's going to last a little while. Track unit. Yeah, again, it's another one. It's a very nifty little design idea. I like that. I would imagine track units definitely help stopping you getting bogged down and things in fields. I assume that's why they're going for that a lot more. Right, next, slurry tank. Right, we've got slurry tank, 21,000. I'm going to talk about both of these actually while I'm here. This one is another tracked unit. So I've missed the hookup completely. There we go. Another tracked unit. Now these I'm going to have to look at kind of all together really. So this is it here, slurry tanker 21,000, tracked unit again, very very nice. On the back we've got an injector, that's a separate unit, and then at the front here we've got a drag hose. This is called the drag hose 36. Both of those, that can go on the back. They're both kind of slurry injectors. This is one of the ones where it all comes out of these hoses and kind of drags it across the field, hence drag hose. So what we'll do is look in store. So the slurry tank is 21,000 litres capacity, only requires 210 horsepower, but has no spray width or anything of its own. That is just the tank. You need the injector or the drag hose on the back to get it to work. The injector 12 has a 12 metre width on it, and then the drag hose has got a 36 metre width on it. So fairly cheaply, 21,000 litre tank for 55,000, and then 35,000. What's that? 90,000 will give you a 36 metre slurry spreading capacity. The in-game, is it Vinhuis one? I think it's 106,000, so it works out a little bit cheaper. That's not too bad at all. Actually, very good indeed. What I will do is have a quick look and see. Well, we've got a slurry tender, which is also 21,000 litre. That is just to transport. Says transport liquids, but I think it's designed specifically for slurry in this case. I haven't tried it with water or anything else, so I don't know for definite. So they kind of all come as part of the slurry, slurry package, we'll call it. So you've got the slurry tanker, and on the back we put the injector or the drag hose. I do like these track units. Again, it's just something different. It makes it kind of stand out. And then we've got the slurry tender, which is just your transport tank really. There are bigger ones in game, but this is obviously what Horsch is working with at the moment. And then, like I say, the drag hose over here. Just back up into this V section here, hook it on the back, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. So let's very very quickly find a space. I'm littering this area with machinery. I like having the tracks on both. That's really cool. So let's open that out. Again, track unit widens. Let me just close that so you can see that a bit better. So that's quite narrow actually. And then when we do L1, unfold slurry tanker, track unit widens. Goes out quite a long way actually. If I go to the back one, unfold injector, (12 metre) injector on the back. Very nice indeed. Like it a lot. Right, what I will do though is just drop that there. If I can, very very quickly. Keep saying very very quickly. Still so much to show and so little time. Right, whoa, hang on a minute. Is that steering tracks? It is, the tracks are steering. No wonder I was having trouble. It has got a swiveling. Oh man, that's so cool. I didn't know that, but there we go. Those rear tracks steer. The tank stays where it is, but the tracks steer. That's messing with my head at the moment. I'm looking at it thinking, well, what's going on? My tank's going all over the place. Anyway, let's get back up to there and hook up. So there we go. Swing this round. Steering tracks, man. I think it just makes it so it doesn't get stuck. The tank moves first, the tracks kind of follow. Wow, really cool. Anyway, enough of that. Let's open this out. 36 meters. Very nice indeed. Very compact when it's all sorted. Let's fold the slurry tanker. Let's close that down again. That really does open out quite wide. Look at that. It's over Mad Max. It's amazing. Anyway, let's disconnect that. On to the next piece. So next on our list, then we've got it's an Auger Wagon. This was in, I think the original game, the Titan, was in the original, in 15 when I started playing. I think it was the Titan. This is available to download as a mod. The wheeled version is in the mod hub. Again, track unit. If we unfold it, tracks open out wide. This is a 34,000 litre capacity. If we look in store, the Titan is 87,000 litres. 87,000 to buy, 34,000 litre capacity. Now, the wheeled version that is available to download is only 67,000 to buy. So this is about 20 grand dearer. So you're paying 20 grand for the track units. So it depends. Do you want to save money or do you want to look cool? Pipe. Like most Auger wagons, or chaser bins, they're often called chaser bins. And then we've got our cover. No slow roll like some PC versions, it's either open or closed. Open, boom, closed, boom. But there you go, cover available too. So let's just put it to one side. Detailing on these track units is incredible. All the jockey wheels and everything, well, amazing. Right, okay, next up we have got these interesting little things. Now we've already looked at the tank. We have got the Shuttle 8000, which is a liquid tank. We'll take liquid fertilizer. I haven't tried it with water yet. Little transporting tank. And then we've got the seed tender 10T. That's a 10,000 litre seed carrier, if you want to call it that. These have a little trick up their sleeve, and I like these. Very, very nifty bits of kit. Let's have a quick look again. We're back into the store. If I scroll across, we've got the Shuttle 8000, the seed tender 10T, 16,200, 21,000. This one does actually say, yeah, fertilizer. Oh, seed. Sorry, fertilizer. Shuttle takes fertilizer, and the other one takes seed and fertilizer. There we go. Get it the right way around. And these are quite interesting. So if I come out and I go into this menu, and where are we? Come down and scroll across the vehicles. Oh no, it wasn't that menu, was it? Sorry, I apologise. It was if I go into my own menu. We go to sell, it shows these as separate bits. For example, you've got the Shuttle top and the transport trailer separate. When you buy them, they come together. The transport trailer and the seed tender, the transport trailer and the Shuttle come together. So when I saw that, straight away you start thinking, oh, okay, that's interesting. If we look down as well, you've got the little jigsaw piece, kind of what it attaches to. It says MAN Tatra SXTX. So, let's have a quick look. Under trucks, we've got the SX, the Lizard SX, we've got the Tatra, the Man, and the Lizard TX, which are all down listed as jigsaw pieces for that piece of equipment. Something else to note as well on these two is here we've got the hollows here for pallet forks, pallet tines, whatever you want to call them. And on this one as well, we've either got the narrower ones if you want to go to here, or wider ones. So, here's the thing with this. It's another one of these, the trailers, the actual trailer bed. It's got this annoying little swivel axle at the front, which does my head in. Here, little pivoting jockey wheel just at the front, which means fantastic for going forwards, very tight round corners, that kind of thing. However, backing up, not so much. Makes life slightly difficult. Now, I have put in place the tanks, so if I just go across here and fill up my solid fertilizer. I don't know, close enough. Okay, that's strange. Why is that doing that? Because I wasn't on the right one. Now I am. Right, seed. I was on the bed and not the back. It's just down as two separate pieces of equipment, but I'm filling up 5,000 litres of seed. Now, as if to be a pain, let's go around and do 5,000 litres of solid fertiliser. Now again, you can do this in pallets or however you want to do it, however you want to load this up. There are various options available in game, as you are probably already aware. So half the tank is seed, half the tank is fertiliser, and you can transport 5,000 litres of each wherever you want to take them very, very effectively. What's also rather cool with this piece of equipment is this. I can do pipe out. It's like a little mini conveyor belt, which is pretty awesome. Just takes it right out like so. For loading up seeders, trailers, all that kind of stuff. I can also unfold the Auger wagon, which tips the whole thing up, which I would imagine helps to tip this when it's getting down to the last dregs in the bottom of the tank into the conveyor at the bottom. What you can also do, if I do L1 again, I can toggle between fertiliser and seed. So it's got the doors at the bottom, if you look very carefully. If I can zoom in a little bit down there without getting in the way. If I toggle circle, it opens one door and the other. I'll zoom in on that. So you can decide what tank you're going to go from. So what will happen now is, if I go over to one of my seeders and try to fill it up, now the problem I've got is, because I can't reverse this, it becomes a bit of a pain, because I'm trying to work out how, I just can't, it becomes quite awkward. If you're one of those people that can just reverse these no problem at all, then you're absolutely laughing. So here's the other trick up the sleeve of this little piece of equipment. Let's fold the auger, put the pipe in, and we'll leave that to it, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So around the corner, already set up, I've got my Manitou. The actual trailer bed itself, I pulled out of the way. Where did I put it? Can't remember. Anyway, you can detach from the trailer bed. So you just detach it, put your pallet forks in, and lift it up. Lovely. It does say you can use the Man, the SX, the TX, or the Tatra. So what you do is this. We drive over, we lower the body down, well, without making too much of a mess of it. Lower the body down as close as you can get. That might have to do for the moment. It's not pretty, but it doesn't need to be. Jump in here and it says transform seed tender 10T. Press L3 and boom. Now I can then say detach, and it kind of unclips it, and I can then lift it up again, attach, back on again. Right, okay. So let's get this pallet forks out of the way. And now we're transformed. This will make life so much easier. So while we're going around there, let's take the pipe out. And much faster as well, of course. Now I don't know what modded ones this would work on, I'm not too sure, but what I can do now is do the same thing again, fill it up. And it looks pretty cool, I have to say. That's a very kind of diddy bit of machinery. The only downside being that you do have to keep taking it on and off with pallet forks. It hasn't got legs or anything like that, but it's such a clever idea. So now when I come up to my seed tank, I can actually do it so much easier. And what will happen, hopefully, when I back up, the seed covers will open. Let's do this carefully. There we go, seed covers open. And it should automatically start to fill my tank up. So it's automatically filling. That's amazing. That's such a cool bit of kit. Now that does overfill that for some reason a little bit. So if I now switch and go to the other tank, like so, nothing happens. So what I need to do is this. L1, toggle current door, so we'll switch it to the fertilizer one. And then it will fill up the fertilizer too. What an amazing bit of kit. It's a cracking bit of kit, that. Very nice indeed. So pull forward. Now when you get to the bottom, when these are starting to get a bit low, you can, like say, if you want to, unfold the auger wagon so you can tip it up, which would aid in that working. You don't have to do it as you've just seen. It does work perfectly well without, but you can do that. Let's do pipe in, fold that away. So that is an option available. Now you can do exactly the same thing. You can do exactly the same thing with the Shuttle 8000. You can take it off with the pallet forks. Actually, what I will show you, because I didn't show you, is when this detaches, if I just press detach now, it just kind of unclips it, so then you can get the pallet forks underneath and lift it up. So if I press attach, it firmly attaches onto the base, detach, and it just kind of unclips it, so you can get the pallet forks underneath, lift it off, and then put it on top of something else. That's basically how it works. You can do exactly the same thing with the Shuttle, but that's it. That's pretty much everything on the list. One thing that I haven't shown you, and this is kind of extra, additional in my head really, this one here, I'm spinning around in circles, this one here, the slurry tanker with the injector or the drag hose on the back of it. To increase the capacity, what you can do is this. If you get the Homer Terra variant pack, and there's this very nice mod on the back here by Vanquish 081, and this is the Art Mechanic Terra tank. You can get this, which will either be a liquid fertilizer tank or a slurry tank. You can choose which one you want to do. That's got a 21,000 litre capacity. No, it hasn't. That's got a 25,000 litre capacity. That's got a 21,000 litre capacity. So what you can do, I know I didn't get in the right side and I'll get in trouble for that. Now one thing I have found, it's a minor thing, the pipe only appears at certain angles. It's a bit peculiar, I don't know why. But if you do this, you've now given yourself a capacity of slurry of 46,000 litres. That system works very well. If you just look at the back at the moment, let's hop out. The pipe is attached, but if you get certain angles, it disappears. I don't know why. It is there, then if I move a little bit, it's gone. Is there? Gone. Don't know why, it's just a little Yeah, like I say, a little bit of a weird glitch. I couldn't work out why it kept disappearing. But anyway, so that increases your tank capacity. There are other options available, you know, in the store, but that's a nice mod, that from Vanquish 081. What you can also do is put a sprayer on the back of here with this tank and increase your spray capacity as well. But again, that's a separate little thing to look at. That's it. That's all of it. I think we finally got through it all. I hope you found it useful and informative. Even if it's just like I've said before, just have a look at them and see what's available. I haven't shown you them being used. That's for you to test out and have a go. It's just to have a look, see what's available in the pack. If you have enjoyed it in some way, shape or form, have found it useful, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, thanks for watching.